Hey everybody, it's Joe Elliott from Fretboard Biology. When you start a conversation with somebody, the first word or words you choose set the vibe for the entire conversation. And the same thing is true for a guitar solo. The first note or note you play will set the vibe for the entire solo. So it's a good idea to experiment with each note of the scale against the progression. You need to feel what each note does to you when you hear it against the progression. And it's not enough just to experiment with it. You need to describe it, put a label on it, some sort of label like it makes you feel stable, or it's a mysterious note, or it's a dissonant note, or it's a pretty note. It's important to have these labels, but that's not enough either. You need to bank it away for future use, because if you're in control of how these notes are used, you're in control of the solo, and therefore you're in control of how your audience perceives what you're playing. It's an important tool to understand what each one of these scale degrees does to the listener. So we're going to experiment with the progression in C minor. It's a 4-bar progression. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play each note of the scale, and I'm going to dwell on each one as a starting point for a phrase, and we'll talk about how it might make me feel. It probably makes you feel the same way. But again, you can use your own adjectives. Let's give this a try. So here's the progression. It's 4 measures. It starts on C minor. It's in the key of C minor. C minor. C minor. A flat 7 and G7. I'm going to start with the tonic. 1. Most people think that feels very stable. Well, it should. It's the key. It's the note of the key. Doesn't matter the octave. There it is, up an octave. Down an octave. How about the 9th or the 2nd? Doesn't matter the octave. How about the flat 3rd? Most people think that feels pretty stable, and it should. It's the 3rd of that 1 chord. So listen again. Right? We're used to that. How about the 11th or the 4th? Ooh, I like that one. Very pretty. Kind of mysterious, sounding like the 9th, isn't it? How about the 5th of the scale? Very stable. Because it's a chord tone of that 1 chord, and it's a strong note in the scale. Always a good choice. How about the flat 6? Let's try this one. Ouch! The flat 6 hurts. Why? It's a half step above the 5th. It's a half step above a chord tone of that 1 chord, so it hurts. Here's the 5th. And here's the flat 6, right? So a note that sits a half step above a chord tone is called an avoid tone. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a wrong note, just know that the result will be strong dissonance, right? As opposed to... Okay, the last note of scale is the flat 7. Sounds sweet. It's a chord tone of the 1 chord, C minor 7. So each one of those notes in the scale has a personality, and you need to get to know what each one of those are. This is actually a lot of fun, but it's also very useful, and it's something that you can put to work right now. As soon as you have a label for a scale degree, you can start messing with how it makes you feel and use it as a possible starting point for your solo that'll set the mood for the entire solo. You can do this in a major key as well, over a progression that starts maybe with the 1 major 7 chord. And maybe we'll do another one of these little things with that as well. So if you like this, click the like button below and I hope to see you at fretboardbiology.com. Till next time, signing off.